Matter of fact, if you put the word D in front of the word evil, you will see the word devil. So word sound is power, and they know this.
We believe that God will reward the good that we do in this earth and punish those who do evil. Certainly those who deliberately take the lives of innocent people will be judged very harshly. I think Adolf Hitler, who brought about so much evil in the world, will be judged very harshly, and because of all the harm he did to people.
In our religious system of the West, which is based on an idea of a fallen nature, a good nature into which a negative power has infused evil, we have the idea of a conflict between good and evil. And so we are invited to stand for the good against the evil. And we do not have a religion like almost everybody else of the world, putting yourself in accord with nature.
10 Commandments is something, is a law that you can follow, you know. I mean, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit murder. You know, these things are bad. I mean, your spirit, the spirit man, should really convict you of when you're doing something bad and when you're doing something which is not good. Your spirit tells you.
This problem, we solve it. God said in the Quran, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَإِلَى الرَّسُولِ. If you fight with somebody, if you do not agree with somebody, go back to the religion said. What did the religion said? You said so and so, I said so and so. If what I said match what the religion asked us to do, that means I am right. If the religion said like you said, that means you are right.
Sometimes things that are good are bad, and sometimes things that are bad are good, right? Again, it depends on the moment. That's why Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, God's name, is an expression of is, was, and always be, beyond time. But it's also an expression that at every moment we can achieve a godly moment.
Okay, that's perfect. Leave it right there. That's what you want. Now, a woman's vagina has as much personality as her face.
But you can't show the genitalia.
Why not?
Well, Larry, Rudy's right. You can't show, legally, you can't show the vagina.
Shut up, Jimmy. Rudy, are you a religious man?
Yeah.
Okay, you believe God created man?
Yeah.
God created woman?
Yeah.
Well, then surely the same God created her vagina. And who are you to defy God? Just shoot her.
I wouldn't say God forbids sex, but yes, outside the marriage.
More ancient spiritual groups, such as Africans and American Indians, have a more open mind about sexuality. So they're not afraid of their bodies and don't see it as something that they should fear, as something they should only use for procreation, but as for something which really is something to be enjoyed, as well as something to serve a societal function. You go to the caves of Ajanta in India, you see people engaged in very creative sexual positions inscribed on the rocks there. To Westerners, they're floored by what they see because they've never seen anything like that in a public place. But for people from other places, Africa and Asia, sex is a part of the human spirit, and so it is not to be feared.
It doesn't say don't have sexual relations. You should have sexual relations, but those sexual relations should be with one person after you've made a serious commitment to one another, right? And it's not that you shouldn't have it, but we have certain laws in Judaism where we don't have sexual relations with a woman when she's menstruating. So there's specific times to do it. And that creates a balance to keep the drive in balance so that the drive doesn't get out of control. And that's why we do it. And we do the same thing with food.
He doesn't forbid anything. He doesn't forbid food. He doesn't forbid sugar. But if you are diabetic, he forbids it. Similarly, everything has to be under control.
I think that it's important that you stay true to what you are guided into for your individual self. The teaching is it's best to be vegetarian. However, even when you cut a vegetable, you are taking a life form and you're ingesting it. This is also sacred to keep the body healthy and alive. And this also is a sacrifice, even a blade of grass. So we must remember that all living forms are helping to sustain us, and we should always be grateful for this in our prayers.
The Sioux praying for the soul of the buffalo before it was killed, I think, expresses that religion, like Judaism, blessing the soul and the death of the animal, I think represent our understanding that we are all here to serve each other's purposes. And I think coming out of that belief in paying respect to animals is also an extension of the idea of Jesus giving his life for others. And I think that is the highest aspiration that a person can give.
Some 15 billion years ago, our universe began with the mightiest explosion of all time. The universe expanded, cooled, and darkened. Energy condensed into matter, mostly hydrogen atoms, and these atoms accumulated into vast clouds, rushing away from each other, that would one day become the galaxies. Within these galaxies, the first generation of stars was born, kindling the energy hidden in matter, flooding the cosmos with light. Hydrogen atoms had made suns and starlight.
I believe that the Earth just exists. We just exist on it. There's no beginning, there's no end, so there's no purpose. Like evolution, if you read about evolution, you see that what we've discovered about evolution is that we weren't the final outcome of what evolution was. This is just a stop along the way.
Collectives of organic molecules evolved into one-celled organisms. These produced multi-celled colonies. Their various parts became specialized organs. Some colonies attached themselves to the sea floor. Others swam freely. Eyes evolved, and now the cosmos could see. Living things moved on to colonize the land. The reptiles held sway for a time, but they gave way to small, warm-blooded creatures with bigger brains who developed dexterity and curiosity about their environment. They learned to use tools and fire and language. Star stuff, the ash of stellar alchemy, had emerged into consciousness.